Hey, everybody. I am so excited to chat with you. It is a new year. I know we are all very excited for the new year. I know that I personally am just so ready to say goodbye to 2020 and hello to 2021. And I hope that you are too. I hope that you guys are coming into this year with excitement, with purpose, with drive. There's just something really refreshing about closing the books on a previous year and opening up the books to a new year and everything that this year is going to bring. And I know that for a lot of you guys, this year was super, super stressful. 2020, we were just like, yes, I want to say goodbye. But for a lot of you guys, you have some really big wins. Honestly, there were some awesome things that happened in your personal life and your business in 2020. And I'm going to choose to look at the positive things that happened in 2020. I know that a lot of businesses struggled, but one of the industries that really thrived during this time were online businesses. And I know that for some of you guys, and let me know in the comments if this is you, that for some of you guys, that 2020 was a year that you really started getting some traction in your business, or maybe it's just the year that you decided, man, I'm going to start a virtual assistant business. I'm going to start, an online business, and that in and of itself, if all of 2020 led you to the discovery of, man, I could actually use the skills I already have to work from home, then I would say that that's a pretty big accomplishment, and that's a pretty exciting thing and something good that we can take away from 2020. Anyways, so today I'm really excited. And today's live stream actually spurred from our VA Savvies group. So I saw someone asking the question, how do I start my business in 2020? I want to kind of plot out my goals for the whole year so that I just have, fresh vision, and that I really know on a step-by-step basis what I should be doing. And I thought, wow, wouldn't that be an awesome topic for a live stream? So that's what we're going to talk about today. I know we have some of you guys joining me on Facebook, some of you joining me on YouTube. Go ahead and say hello in the comments so I can know that you're here, and let me know where you're at in your business, because I want to know if you are, have you already started? Are you, is this the year that you're wanting to get more clients? Are you wanting to scale your business this year? Did you just find out what virtual assistance was, and that's why you're like, okay, I want to, I really want to get this thing off the ground this year? Kind of let me know where you're at in the comments, because I would love to hear from you. As you're doing that, and while we're just getting a couple more people, because we just jumped from like 30 to 60 viewers, so I know people are still joining. While we're talking about that, and you guys are letting me know in the comments where you're at in your business, I do want to let you all know that in just a couple of weeks, we've got a very exciting live stream series coming. So you guys know I normally go live every single Tuesday, but for the week of January 18th, I'm going to be going live every single day at noon Central Time here on my Facebook page. Also, it'll be over on YouTube as well. And I'm going to go live every single day and talk about a different element of starting your virtual assistant business, of how to really get extreme growth this year, how to plot out your goals, how to face some of those objections. It's going to be an incredible series, and you can get all the details for that here. So make sure that you're signed up. Even though I'm going to be going live on Facebook, we'll be sending freebies that way. We'll be sending resources, reminders of when I'm going live, etc. So you'll want to be a part of this jumpstart. So make sure that you go ahead, go to thevirtualsavvy.com/jumpstart and snag that registration so that you can be involved in the week-long Jumpstart series. It's going to be an incredible way to get your business going in 2021. And I will say this, we always do it we do this every year. This is a Jumpstart that we do frequently, but what's really cool is that I like the fact that we wait a few weeks. It's not like January 1, because I feel like so much of us are still like recouping. I'm like, most people who set goals for the new year, I'm like convinced that you shouldn't set them till like the end of January. Like, you got to give yourself some breathing room from the holidays, right? So it's just a perfect time of year to come in and to launch your business in this 5-day series. It's going to be awesome. So That's going to be absolutely incredible. Make sure that you register. Awesome. We've got a few people chiming up here in the comments. I want to start my VA business, but I really do need a lot of validation. I don't know where to start. Oh, so good. We're going to be talking all about that today. I'm looking to add more income via being a VA. I'm ready and focused. I love it. Oh my goodness, so exciting. I'm completely new to this. I want to be virtual and kind of scared of tech. LOL. No worries at all. We can talk through all of those objections and kind of the scary things today, because man, it's just three random comments that I chose, but it really goes back to I'm seeing to us realizing this is kind of a scary thing. And I don't want to, we're going to go through some practical stuff, but I don't want to neglect the fact that, man, by you guys choosing, like, I'm going to start a virtual assistant business this year, that is a bold move. And I just want to, I want to congratulate you on your boldness and let you guys know that we're here with you every step of the journey. I've done a lot of scary things in my life, especially, but like, the scariest things, like I went and lived in Costa Rica for a while. I moved across the country without knowing anybody. I've done a lot of scary things, but I will say the scariest thing that I've probably ever done was starting a business. But the reward of it is so great, right? The reward to be able to work on your own time, to have that freedom and flexibility to choose when and how you work is so, so worth it, guys. So for anybody that is still just kind of on the fence of like, oh, do I even want to do this? We're going to talk through some practical tips here today, but I just want to give you that boost of confidence that, guys, like, keep going. It is so, so worth it. When you get that first paid invoice that somebody actually wants to pay you for your skills, we call it the first client hump, because there is something that it's like, oh my gosh, somebody wants to pay me for the skills that I already have. And it's so incredibly rewarding. So keep going, push forward, because I'm telling you guys, it is so, 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 so worth it. You don't know what's laying on the other side of your fears, right? Unless you push past them, you don't know what's on the other side. But I can guarantee you, because I'm on that other side, it's awesome. Okay. Let's jump into this. So here's what I want you guys to do. I have a little freebie for you, and it's no opt-in required or anything, but you can go to thevirtualsavvy.com/goals. And what's going to happen is you're going to get this little monthly goal spreadsheet. Okay. So this is just a little freebie that we came up with to help you guys plot out your goals. Now, what's cool about this is that you can actually type inside of this document. You'll want to make sure to like download it, save it as you're typing, or it will go away. I've made that mistake before. But you can also print this out if you want to do this later. You just want to kind of jot this down on, on a piece of paper. That's fine. But here's what we want to do. We want to go through and we want to plot out what are your actual goals for this year. What do you want to accomplish? And what are the steps that you need to take in order to get there? And so what's cool about this is that this month one for right now is January, guys. Like, we're right here. We're at the beginning of a fresh new year. So one of the things that I love to do is take a look at where do I want to be at the end of this year, right? What would my month 12 goal? What's like your big, people call it your BHAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal. What is your BHAG, right? You can put it right here. And again, I went to thevirtualsavvy.com/goals to get to this place, okay? So to get to this document. So what's that big, hairy, audacious goal? What is it that you want to accomplish? And maybe it's that you want to quit your job, right? Or retire your husband, or pay off debt, or pay for a vacation, because we are going to be traveling by the end of this year. I'm just claiming it now. We will be traveling. So you're going to like pay for a vacation, right? What is it? Is it a dollar amount? A lot of times our big, hairy, audacious goal can be tied to a dollar amount. And I don't want us to feel ashamed. I know we have a lot of women in our audience, and there's something about women that we're like afraid to talk about money sometimes. But man, like, let this be the place where if you have an actual income goal that you want to write down, write that down, okay? In your 12 and your month 12. Like, man, by the end of this year, I would love to replace my income to be making 3K a month, 5K a month, 10K a month, right? What is it? What number is there for you? So go ahead and write that down. And if you guys are bold enough, because we're just being bold today, put it in the comments as well. I want to hear from you guys kind of what it is, that big, hairy, audacious goal that you guys have that you want to accomplish by the end of the year. Okay, so now we need to talk through what actually needs to happen to get me to that point, right? What actually needs to happen in the months 1 through 12 in order to get me to that different place. So if you guys haven't already, a lot of you guys have downloaded our checklist. Let me just one second. If you haven't, it's thevirtualsavvy.com/checklist. This does require an opt-in, but I'm going to put it up here on my screen too, so you don't have to download it, but it is a really great resource if you need it. So again, the goal sheet, my goal was to put these together before this live stream, but then my kids are making cat ears and it's just been a morning. So I didn't put these together. But so the virtualsavvy.com/goals and then /checklist is this step-by-step checklist. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be putting on my screen. And we're going to be talking about this as we go through our goals. Okay. Awesome. Ooh, I love some of the goals you guys are putting up here. 10K months debt-free and travel. Yes, my goal is to make 5K a month. I love it. Okay, so good. So let's go through, and I'm actually going to pull up this checklist here. Okay, oops, that's not what I meant to do. This is what I meant to do. Okay, so this is our virtual assistant checklist and starter kit. Again, you can go to thevirtualsavvy.com/checklist if you want access to this, because it's really, really helpful. And so this is what's cool is that it's broken up into different sections, right? And we have a lot right here about what needs to happen. But this is basically the checklist that you need to do before we start really like marketing your business. And so my suggestion would be, let's see, what are we at? We're at January 5th. So you've got a month. So looking at this list, knowing, okay, I need to choose my services. Can you guys see this all right? Let me see if I can increase the size of this here. So knowing what do I need to do? I need to choose the services that I'm going to offer. I need to decide on my hourly rate. I need to create packages and a niche. I need to decide on, how much time can I actually commit to my business? One of the things that we talk about is that you have to have devoted time, not distracted time in your business. And so when is that devoted time going to be, and how are you going to facilitate that? I know it's a lot harder right now, right? Because we're not doing as much like, oh, kids swaps, babysitting, let me send you off to camp or whatever, as we were before. So we're going to have to get creative. I'm doing I'm going to be honest. My kids have been home for a very long break, and I've done some 10 p.m. work nights, and I've done some like, hey, this is movie time. Watch the movie while I go work on my business. And, that I know that we're like all making sacrifices, but don't be afraid to ask for help for those people maybe that are in your social bubble or whatever. Like if you have a spouse or, somebody that you are seeing regularly, like it's okay to ask for help, guys. It really, really is. You've got to be able to figure out when is that carved out devoted time going to be to work on my business. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to get on so many soapboxes here. Okay. So, you're going to decide on the amount of time you can devote in your business, create your mission statement. My name is blank. I assist blank with blank so they can blank, right? And that is, my name is Abby Ashley. I assist small business owners with Pinterest management so they can grow traffic to their blog or whatever it may be, right? So that's your mission statement. So this is what you're going to go through. So the essentials, branding, that is actually like choosing your business name, the colors, making sure that name isn't trademarked, claiming your social media, your brand colors, the fonts, etc. And then kind of those processes. Decide on the tools that you're going to use, the time tracking software, creating the contract. And I know I'm going through this really fast. Again, this document, if you go to thevirtualsavvy.com/checklist, is all there. But here would be my recommendation. Based on the amount of time that you guys have, right? How much time do you have to devote to your business? Break this down into, this is when I'm going to accomplish these things. Could you accomplish this entire list in a month? You totally could. Guys, you could be done with this entire thing and have your business totally set up by the end of January and be ready to market. You 100% can do that. And I'm telling you guys, it's so worth it if you do. One of our core values here is action over perfection. We talk about it all the time on the Virtual Savvy team. And sometimes, like, especially when it comes to things like choosing your business name or, your brand color, sometimes we get so stuck on those things. But if you set yourself a deadline and you say, no, by the end of January, I'm going to be through this entire list, or maybe, I'm going to be through the essentials and the branding part, right? I'm going to get all of that done in January. February, I'm going to figure out my processes and my legalities. So by March, I'm ready to market. And guys, if you have all of this done, right? If you have all of this done by the end of February and March, you can dive all into marketing. And that's all that you're focused on is marketing. Man, if all that time that you've devoted to setting up your business is now devoted to marketing, then you're going to be able to move forward that much quicker, right? And so what does that look like for you? So, I'm going to fill this out as if I'm you, but this is going to look different for everyone. So we're going back to this goal spreadsheet. So maybe by month 1, you say, okay, Abby, I want to set up the essentials and the branding. Essentials and branding decided on, right? And then by month 2, you want to make sure your processes and your legalities are taken care of. Oops. Processes and legalities. Are you guys filling this out with me? The T's. Can I spell while I talk? That's the real question. Okay, so then by month 3, it is all marketing, baby. And I think that if you are committing a whole month of marketing, your secondary goal can be land my first client. 100% that can happen, right? And I mean, what does that mean for you, right? One client. I mean, so a lot of my students start out with like hourly packages. So let's say that you are able to land, a client that needs you for 10 hours a month at $30 an hour. I mean, that's $300 extra a month that you're adding to your income, right? That could be huge. And for some of you, your packages may look different, or how much you're willing to work may look different, and so that number could be even higher. But landing your first client could be huge, right? So you want to land your first client, and maybe you say, I want to be making $300 a month here, right? Now, if you're really starting to get the hang of marketing, that's what you're going to keep doing, right? Marketing. We're going to really dive into marketing, but I would love to see you guys make some of these income goals, right? Could you get up to possibly $8,000? You could do it. But $800 a month, and then we want to cross into that $1,200 mark, right? And this is for you to fill out the way that you want this to be happening. And again, these are monthly contracts is our goal. Anytime that you can have monthly reoccurring packages, that's what we want to aim for. Okay, so at this point, you may be saying, okay, like this may be a full client load. This may be something that you're like, I've sold out my services. Maybe this would be sold out for you, which would be incredible in 6 months, right? And so month 7, and again, I know this is really small. I should probably have increased this, sorry. So month 1, essentials and branding, process and legalities. Then we're going to start marketing, so that in the 6 month mark, you can sell out your services. Now, what's so incredible is that once you sell out your services, the game's not over, right? Because what we teach is this is the point where we love for people to develop a high-end service. So develop my high-end service. And maybe you don't add any more income. So you're just maintaining $1,500 a month. Oops. At this point, but then you add that high-end service and market my high-end service. And so if that's $1,000 service, then maybe by this month we could get you to $2,500, right? And then we want to be to $3,500 a month. You can see how like we're talking about getting to like $5,000-$10,000 months. It can seem really crazy, but if you're just breaking it apart, it's not that crazy. It really isn't. $4,500 month at this point, maybe you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. Start finding a subcontractor, right? Maybe you want to help get one or two people that's helping you in your business. Have my subcontractor hired, then you can take on even more work, right? So we're looking at 5,500 a month and 6,500 a month, okay? And this is if you're adding $1,000 package every single month to your offer. Now, this is really broad. Obviously, I know that. And, this is a lot easier on paper than it is in reality. But there's something really, really important because when you have that goal and you say, this is where I want to get to, I want to be over $5,000 months because if you're making 6,500 a month, then after taxes, you're bringing home. I mean, that's pretty easy to be able to bring home 5K a month, right? At that point. So if that's your end goal, you write it out and then you say, how do I get there? I think so many of us get so stuck and scared in the how that we don't even allow ourselves to dream of where we want to get to, right? We don't even allow ourselves to get to the how because we're so stuck on it in the beginning, where in the beginning you just got to figure out the what, right? Like, what do you want your life to look like 1 month from now, 1 month from now, 2 months, 12 months from now? What do you want your life to look like? And then we can backtrack and come up with the how. And I'm telling you guys, the best thing you can do is to make those quick decisions in the beginning, right? We want to set up those essentials, set up the branding, the processes, the legalities, get that stuff decided on quickly, because the longer you take to figure out those things, the longer you're pushing back your marketing efforts, right? And the key to succeeding in this business is learning how to market and perfecting your marketing. So if you can get steps, essentials, branding, processes, legalities, everything that's listed in this checklist here, if you can get this all taken care of in a month or two, then guys, you've got 10 friggin' months to like perfect your marketing and just get amazing at it, okay? And it's some of the things that we're going to be talking about in this Jumpstart series that I'm coming up with, is really how to market, how to get those clients. But I would love for you guys to come into the Jumpstart already hacking away at some of these essentials, because it's only going to put you that much further ahead in the game, okay? So choosing on your services, the hourly rate that you're going to choose, your packages, and guys, so much of that information can be found for free on our blog. Honestly, we give away tons of just free information for you guys. So if you're like, oh, Abby, how do I do this? Because looking at this list can be really overwhelming. But again, you just want to take it one step at a time. So number one, I've got to choose my services. Okay. Well, Abby has a blog post, 101 services I can offer as a VA. I'm going to go through that list, right? And I'm going to come up with my services. Great. Next, I'm going to charge my hourly rate. Oh, wait, Abby also has a blog on her website on how to choose your rate. So you can start actually going through and figuring some of this stuff out. Join me on the Jumpstart that we have coming up. And you guys can even, in our Q&A time, talk to me about some of it. Say like, hey, Abby, I took your advice. I chose my services. Here's what I'm thinking. And I'm probably going to say, yes, it's awesome. Do it. Right. Because a lot of times our gut instinct on these things, you already know what you're good at. And you already kind of have an idea in the back of your head, like, oh, maybe this is what business owners would pay for. Right. So super excited for that. I hope that you guys are filling this out as we go along, this monthly goals spreadsheet, because I want to see these. Honestly, like if you guys would be so bold, I would love to see like screenshots of these and you guys sharing them in our Savvies group. Tag me. Like I want to see your BHAGs for this year, your big, hairy, audacious goals. I want to know what you want to accomplish by the end of the year, because I want to be right there beside you, rooting you on, telling you you can absolutely do this. All right. So that's what I've got for you guys today. If you guys want a little bit of Q&A time, I know I went through this really, really quick, and I gave you some homework for today, but that's a good thing, right? This is homework that's going to be working on getting you to where you need to go in your business. Again, let me throw out all those links again, because I know I went through this really, really quickly. So that goal spreadsheet is thevirtualsavvy.com/goals. There's no opt-in required or anything. You can literally just download it straight from there. If you don't have our checklist, I know a lot of you guys already have our checklist, but if you don't have it already, you can go to thevirtualsavvy.com/checklist to grab that step-by-step checklist that I was talking through. And then lastly, the live series that we have coming up is our Jumpstart. And so this is going to be starting on January 18th. I'm going to be going live every single day at noon Central Time, and we're going to go through a different element of your business. I know a lot of you guys were talking about fears. We're going to talk a little bit about like fears and mindset and just some of the biggest mistakes people make in their business, right? So that you guys are prepared and you know ahead of time, man, what am I facing when I come down this journey? And so we're going to talk through that. And then Friday of this series is where we're really going to dive into some of the marketing. So I know some of you guys are like, this is great, Abby, but how do I get clients? Well, first I would ask you, have you done the essentials? Have you done the things in that checklist first to really build that foundation so you're ready to market? Have you done those things first? If you've done those things first, awesome. This live stream that's happening on day 5 of the Jumpstart, that Friday, we're going to dive into marketing. I'm going to give you some really amazing tips and resources that are going to help you absolutely get clients. So man, how cool would that be? Guys, get your essentials done, get ready for that marketing lesson, and we can just go into February, start getting some clients. How does that sound? I love it. And you guys can completely do it. We can completely do it. You have what it takes to start this business. Are there any questions that you guys have? I definitely want to spend some time answering any questions that I can for you. Oh, I love this. Do it scared. My mindset for 2021. Awesome. So, so good. Great question. Do you recommend an LLC or a corporation? Okay, so let me break this down real quick for you guys, because this is part of that legality section that you'll find in the checklist. So whenever you start your business, you are starting as a sole proprietor, okay? And you don't have to form a legal entity in order to run your business. And what's cool is that my suggestion is not to start a corporation or an S Corp. Those are different tax statuses. You are going to continue to be taxed just as a sole proprietor. What does all that mean? All that means is that as you make money in your business, it's just going to go into your personal taxes, okay? So I would not recommend, some people will tell you, oh, if you're starting a business, you need to start an S Corp. I do think people should eventually start an S Corp, but where it's really going to save you time and money, and to start an S Corp, you need somebody to like legally set that up for you and do your taxes a different way. Like you'll have a separate set of taxes. That is really worth it when you're making about $10,000 a month in your business. So if you're getting close to that $10,000 a month point, that's when you should really consider setting up that separate tax entity of the S Corp. Before then, guys, you can run your business just taxed. You're a pass-through entity, right? It means that the money that you're making, you're just going to put it on your regular taxes. Now, I do recommend, and you'll see it in that checklist as one of the items, that you get an EIN number. An EIN number, it's free. And basically what that does is that allows you to, whenever you're talking with clients, if they're going to send you a 1099 form at the end of the year, which is what most of your clients will be doing, is sending you some kind of form saying, here's what I paid you for the year. Rather than having your social security number and having to give that social security number to your clients, you can give them your EIN number instead. And I really, really highly recommend that, because we don't want to be giving our social out to people. No. So, so with that said, you will be taxed just as a sole proprietor. You do not need to set up an S Corp or a corporation when you're first starting, okay? Not until you're really, really starting to make some major money in your business. So the separate question is the legal side. So that's the tax side of thing. On the legal side, should you start an LLC? I always recommend starting an LLC. In some places, let's be honest, here's just like the honest truth about it, okay? In some places, it is much less expensive to start an LLC than others. Here in Missouri, it is super cheap to start an LLC. Do it. It's so worth it to protect your personal assets. Other places like California, it's really, really expensive to start an LLC. And when I was starting out, guys, I was super broke and I didn't have a lot of assets. We were literally living in a basement apartment with like a car that would barely go that was given to us, right? So like I didn't have a whole lot of assets. So if someone was to like come after me, right? Because the LLC protects you legally, it separates your business from your personal assets. So if something were to happen legally, somebody couldn't basically take your personal assets. Okay, I didn't have no personal assets when I was first starting out. So I waited a couple months to start my LLC, but as soon as I had the money to do it, I did it. So definitely look up your local and state requirements if you need to start an LLC, but my recommendation is do it as soon as you can. And as soon as you can is going to look different to every person. And again, all that LLC does is protects your personal assets. It has nothing to do with taxes. Even if you're an LLC, you're still going to be taxed as a sole proprietor. You're a pass-through entity. It means that you're being taxed just on your personal taxes. Okay. And taxes are no fun, but you know what? Taxes are a sign of a profitable business. So it's one of the things that we just recommend that you kind of include in your planning, right? I always tell people to set aside 30% of the profit they make in their business for taxes. And if you don't end up needing that, awesome. If you don't need that much when it comes tax time, then you can, give yourself an extra little bonus. But that way you have that nest egg sitting there ready to pay taxes if you need it. Okay, awesome. I hope that was helpful for you. I'm so excited to restart. I got sidelined before, but I'm not giving up this time. Yeah. So exciting. Yep, there's the Jumpstart series. So anything I can start off doing strictly from a mobile phone. I'm going to be really honest. I think that reading Virtual Savvy blogs, maybe getting some of those essentials done, you could start to do, but once it comes to actually working with clients, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for you to do that from a mobile phone. So I know that it's hard to make an investment, but even something as simple as just a laptop would really, really benefit you. And I would highly recommend it as soon as possible. You can start doing your research, start getting some of the ideas done from a mobile phone, some of those building blocks in place, but you're really going to want a laptop when you start working with clients. It's just, most of the work that you will be doing would be very, very difficult to do from a mobile phone. And that doesn't mean that you have to get, the most expensive one. You can get, I had a used Craigslist laptop and I used that thing up until like 2 or 3 years ago. I mean, literally, I built a multi-six-figure business with a Craigslist laptop. So you don't have to have anything like super expensive. You can totally do this, but it will take some kind of upfront investment, I would say. What's your stance on marketing to online business versus scouting out local business owners? Great question, Rebecca. Honestly, I think both are great. And inside of our signature course, the Savvy System, which the doors are opening in at the end of this month to our signature training program. Inside of that, we teach both methods. And what I have found is that depending on your services, right, and depending on the way you prefer to market, some people are going to like one versus the other. So I don't necessarily have this is what I think you should do. We have something called a friends and family email. So those are usually people that you actually personally know, that you're getting to, talk about your business, start to create some buzz about your business. So I usually tell people to start there. And sometimes starting with local networking is actually easier. Now, right now it's not because of COVID world. So I love in-person networking events. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. And I usually tell people to start there just because there's something really powerful to going to a live networking event and being like, hi, my name is Abby, although we can't shake hands right now. So, it's so for that reason, I know more people are going more towards the online marketing methods, which are great as well. So there's no one size fits all marketing method. There's different ways to market, and you have to choose the one that feels best for you and which one you like the most. So that's some of what we'll be talking through in the Jumpstart as well. Great question, Anna. What do you consider a high-end service? So I would consider a high-end service anything that you can charge $1,000 or more for. That to me is something that can really start to gain some headway and some traction, and at least having one of your packages be $1,000 a month. Another element of it being a high-end scalable service, in my opinion, is something that is it's something that is your signature system for doing something. It's you saying, all right, I am now a Pinterest manager. And instead of you telling me, here's what I want you to do, go here, do this, instead of the client doing all that, you come in as the expert and say, here's how I manage Pinterest. Here is my process, or here's how I build a website. You get me this information, you fill out this form, and you start to systematize it, right? Because the more you can systematize your services and you can get them to where, it's a repeatable process, you can start to outsource, right? And once you can start to have a repeatable service where, like 90% of what you're doing is kind of a repeatable system, once you can start to do that, then, oh my gosh, you guys, like, then you can start to outsource those things because it's just a repeatable system. There's templates and processes and workflows. And then your business can grow as big as you want it to grow, right? So I'm so excited for 2021 because we're going to be talking about this element more than we ever have. Like, if you guys are sitting here with successful businesses, I'm telling you, 2021, we're going to be releasing some incredible content about how to do high-end services and how to scale and all of that. So I'm really, really excited for it. Currently doing courses from Savvy Vault. They're beyond helpful. Oh, good. Savvy Vault is a really great resource if you're looking for developing high-end services. That is super, super helpful as well. Let's see. Do you use your personal address as your business address? I understand you need a physical address to open a business bank account. So for like all my banking purposes, I just do my home address. Once I'm starting to do things that I'm sending outward, so if it's like I want all my banking stuff just to come to my home. But if it's like I'm sending out an email or I'm corresponding with clients, things like that, I prefer to have a PO box. A PO box is like, I think like $10 a month here. So it is helpful to have, but totally not required. It's kind of up to your comfort level. Oh, great idea. Space at the library if you need computer access as well. Yes, I love scrappy people. I love people that just come up like, I'm going to figure out how to make this work. Awesome. I'm currently a Savvy System member. Do I have access to the signature training? So yes, Savvy System is our step-by-step training for launching your business. So Hannah, I hope that you are utilizing that. It's literally everything you need to like set up your business, market it, get clients, etc. You can totally do this. The best thing about a VA business is that it doesn't cost a lot to get started and you can work around your schedule. I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Again, this has been super fun. I always love hanging out with you guys on my Tuesday live streams, and make sure that you sign up for the Jumpstart because again, I'm going to be going live every single day starting January 18th, and we're going to be tackling a different part of your business, a different part of your mindset. We're going to be showing you how to launch, grow, scale your business in 2021, and it's going to be epic. So thank you guys again. I hope that you enjoyed this live stream, and I will see you next week.